Hello, hello, hello. That went a bit quicker than I thought it was going to. I'm still dithering here, guys. Dithering. Dithering on a Friday. How can that be? It's Drama Friday. We've got an awful lot to go over. Awful lot to go over. And as usual, I haven't got a clue where I'm going to start. Not a clue. So I tell you what, let's start with this. And someone lost his GoFundMe. I understand. His GoFundMe was taken down. I'm not surprised. Look, mind you, he needs it. He does need it. I mean, it's not often that I agree with the hustler, but this needs some kind of thing. Do you know, I don't think I have ever seen anyone with this. What's this going on here? And I'm older than him. And even I haven't got that. Look, guys, what is this? Hang on. Can you see me? You can't see me, my cursor. Doobie what's it thing, can you? Anyway, what is that? It's like he's got flaps. It's like there's flaps on his face. It's weird, isn't it? Look, and you can see them there as well. What is that? No idea. Anyway, so that's like the first bit of news. I thought I'll get the uglies out the way first. He decided that he was going to ask for more money, a new GoFundMe, in order to fund Botox. Listen, matey, Botox, no amount of Botox is going to put that face right. It's just not. It's just wasting your time. No amount of... Whoever suggested Botox must have been having a laugh, as we say over here. Must have been having a laugh, because there's no amount of Botox would clear that. Anyway, let's get that disgusting creature off our screen. How are you all? I hope you're all well. Welcome. So... oh, we've got a few of you in here. People loving the drama, I see. Hi, Capone. Hope you're well. Sasha, lovely to see you. Mary. Sasha again. Bridge, you've got to come up, girly, tonight. Because we've got a lot to go over, girl. We've got a lot to go over. Random Fish. I wonder how Random Fish got their name. It's interesting. So, can I see anybody else? Okay, you're all having a good old... yes. It's not just the wig. It's not just the wig that needs a brushing. It's the whole face. I mean, he just hasn't got anything going for him. Yes, Capone. He did a GoFundMe for Botox. But apparently, I learned, a little birdie just told me, little birdie just flew in and told me that he'd lost... the GoFundMe. Well, yeah, okay. Hey, Jan, not interesting. No. All right, okay, we'll get off there then. I'm not interested either. I know. And tonight, hi, beautiful. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I'm sure you're beautiful as well, but hi, beautiful. Okay, now, do I want to put you up now? Yeah, let's do that. But do you know what? First things first, we'll get this out the way. All right? Let's get rid of Edna's doobie. Anyway, have you all had a good week? It's Friday already. I'm nearly done with my Christmas shopping. Are you all done with it? I'm nearly done with it. Anyway, guess what we've got? Guys? We've only got... what's this called? We've only got news. We've got breaking news, guys. I suppose we might as well start with this one. Okay, now I'm going to put up the old StreamYard so that Bridge and Edna can join me tonight. Let's see. Let's get you up there. Right. Okay, let me see. Shopping day for you tomorrow, Mary. Yeah, I was going to leave it until Sunday, but I went to pick up my meds today and I didn't have them in there. I was like, what sort of establishment is this? I come in to get my meds and it's never they're not there. Oh well, the doctor should have sent them over. I said, oh, for goodness sake, sort yourselves out. I'm sick of it. Anyway, I've got my girlies here. Hey, Edna. And
Hey, Jan, how are you?
I've also got Bridge in the house. Right, where am I
Hello,
gonna put
hello.
you? Right, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go here. Now, this is gonna be hi, Bridge. Should I say hi, Bridge? Did I
Yes,
say hi?
hello.
Hi, Bridge. Welcome.
Hey.
Hi. I just want to say Bridget did a wonderful video today. The reason I say it's wonderful is not because, not just because she's putting you know who in his place, but also because she spoke on the racism that her ancestors have been through and still go through to this day. Who we trying to kid?
Mhm.
So yeah, I just want to say thanks for that, Edna. Not Edna. What's your name?
Bridge.
Bridge. I just want to say thank you for doing that. It's yeah. It's good that you do that. Oh, I've lost a pair of you now. I'm trying to find somewhere so that I don't lose all my. There we go. We're up there. So we have this. We have breaking news. Yo, Mama continues to get things wrong. Now, another thing that Bridget spoke on her video earlier on today was this subject. So I was hoping Bridge was going to come up so that we can talk about this because it's just reached sort of ridiculous proportions, hasn't it, Bridge?
Yeah, yeah. Like, where did he come from?
I know. And there's me. I used to champion him
Uh-huh.
and say, oh, he's a breath of fresh air and he's this and that. But he may have been a breath of fresh air, but he's definitely got stale very
Yeah.
quickly, and that's really surprised me. So the first thing I want to do, because Bridge is on the chat, is give Bridge the opportunity to. I know you did on your video, but you can do it again here because he'll probably pop in. He normally watches this, although he'll probably now say that he never watches it. Um, I want to give you in plain English, okay, what it is you're wanting Yo Mama to do.
I don't want him to do anything.
Oh, come on,
Like,
don't let me down. You're looking for an apology from
oh,
Yo
yes,
Mama,
yes.
right?
Yes, because the whole thing about it is he got what I said wrong. He misconstrued what I said. As far
Yeah,
as like I said that what she said was ignorant, and now he's saying that I gave her an ignorant card pass,
no.
whatever that is.
Hmm.
I
What do you think,
I'm
Edna?
I'm sorry. I'm not as relaxed as I usually am. So it just pissed me off because people talk about like racism, like we can't call out every instance of it. We would
Right.
be going off all day and night. So
Yeah.
it's like if you want to consider that a pass, but it's like, as a person of color, it's not our responsibility to police everybody's, racism.
Hmm.
Exactly. And that's something I always remember Charlie Gold speaking on, that she was tired of the fact that people just assumed because she was a black woman that she would always call out the racism on
Yeah.
YouTube. And
Hmm.
that's ridiculous.
Hmm.
It's an expectation of being a black woman. They expect us to take on that like emotional, like political labor.
Yeah, and why should we? Why should we have to um keep educating people? You know, it's
Right.
it's
I'm
That's
here
what
for shits and giggles like
2023.
everybody else.
and I think that's what I said in one of my videos too. I was like, I see people say stuff on YouTube all the time. And I
Mhm,
said it months and months ago that I've seen racist stuff. Like I see it, but I'm not speaking on everything.
mhm. I have to admit,
Yeah.
I was a little bit in the dark as far as what type of person, um, what's her name?
No
No
madness.
Madness
No matter.
is. I
Mhm.
don't really know. I've not really watched her.
I
Um,
haven't either. Yeah.
no, but mind you, I did laugh. I did laugh at that bit that on Yo Mama's thing when he was saying she's saying that she's never watched No Madness, and there she is watching her. I thought, how old are you? 12?
I mean, I think
His
we
whole
all like we pop in, but is it really
yeah.
watching if we're not really listening? Like, are we like really followers to because if you're not watching the entire show, you're bound to miss an instance of this or that. So it's like
Mhm.
I think that's what you mean probably by not watching. It's like you can't speak for everything that she says because you don't really follow her like that.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
also you've always said, you don't watch her like that. And we all understand what that means. If you
Mhm.
don't watch somebody like that, that means that you don't watch every single time they upload to
Right.
YouTube.
I'm not subscribed to No Madness. And the only reason why I know about no well, your mama did the parody of her, but I still didn't watch her then. But she had reviewed one of my videos like months ago. So I popped in then. And I think like another time I was up, I think she goes live early in the morning time. And I was up and I saw that she was on, and maybe I'll pop in here and there, but no, I don't watch her
Mhm.
because she talks about foodie beauty, and I don't really
Yeah.
follow foodie beauty like that.
Yeah. And that's exactly the same with me. I don't follow her at all, but I know what's going on because I do watch some reaction channels
Hmm.
to foodie, but I couldn't sit there and watch her. It would drive me insane. I would feel myself getting more and more wound up. So, to try and use that as a gotcha moment, I just thought was ridiculous of Yo Mama. Um, so it's like I put on here that, he does seem to have a suspected communication and comprehensive deficiency. I think I saw somebody actually put he's very literal in his thinking, and I think that's probably right. I think he is very literal. Is he blatantly, how can I put it? Is he blatantly dismissive or no, that's not the word I'm looking at. See, I always thought when he first came on here that he was just coming on as a devil's advocate. I stopped thinking that when he seems to just be simping for foodie. I
Yep.
mean, no, if people don't do that if they're unbiased, and it's like,
Hmm.
it's like this backdrop that I've got on here. The fact that he continues to say he's unbiased is ludicrous.
Hmm.
It's
Well, he's the king,
absolute.
Jan. I think
Go on, Edna.
he's the king. He's the king of girl world.
No. No, he's the king in his own mind, but, he's just making himself, in my opinion, he's making himself look ridiculous. Um, he's now
I think
decided. Go on.
I was going to say that I think that he is really starting to get his emotions involved, and
Yes.
you can't be unbiased when your
Yeah,
emotions are involved.
yeah. So why do you think that? Is it because of what he said about No Madness, do you think?
Yeah, yeah, that's a lot to do with it.
I mean,
I
he
think it's
certainly
feelings.
shows a different side to him, doesn't he? I mean,
Mhm.
you can see that he's getting very angry and very red-faced
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and I would say just step away, you know?
Like,
That's what everyone
honestly,
says, don't they?
when he was going off about, when I was watching it last night and he was going off about No Madness the other day, it sounded like a child having a temper tantrum. Honestly, it did.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
agree.
think his feelings have been maybe overly involved since Shannon. When he went off on Shannon, that's why I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
cut the rotor."
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's when I started taking a step back from him, when I saw, you know, the real hatred, because I don't want to watch somebody that literally just hates on somebody. I don't,
Mhm.
you know, I don't want to see that. If you've got a reason to go, you know, to call out somebody, then that's one thing. But to show that amount of hate to somebody and just to keep regurgitating insults, that's not what I want. I don't want that on a YouTube channel.
Mhm.
Well, I don't
Um,
think he does either. I think that was his whole point, is that, he didn't like to see that. And people
mm,
thought he was simping, but I think he was just kind of saying, like, "Could we not be so hateful about it?"
yeah, and what's he doing? What's he doing
I
Mhm.
think
now?
yeah.
He's literally turned his channel into like a hate channel. I
Yeah.
mean, if you go into his hang on a minute, I'm trying to get something up here. If you go into his chat now, um it's like a hate channel. You know, everybody's in there hating on anyone that speaks up against Foodie or speaks up about against ALR. So he's turning himself into the type of channel that he didn't want to be.
Yeah. I
So, you
agree.
know, in my eyes, to me, he seems to be a hate channel now. Which
Mhm.
Hmm.
is like, why are you doing that? Or is he not aware of it? Is he not aware of how bad he looks doing that?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because, I mean,
Because
go on,
I
go
was
on.
somebody was commenting on one of my Twitter posts today, and I was just like, I was questioning myself, like, has he changed, or I
Mm,
just didn't see it before? I don't know.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's become more obvious, and I think it could possibly be because he's stuck in a rut now.
Mm-hmm.
He's stuck, and for a couple of reasons. And one of them is because his audience now is basically full of people that hate on FFG.
Hmm.
So, and he's also, I have to say, he's showing his own hypocrisy. For
Yeah.
somebody that took a great pride in saying, you know, he's not hypocritical and he's not a hate channel and, you know, he speaks on so many people. No, matey, you've turned into a hate channel
Yeah.
and you've, in my opinion, he's plummeted into the
Mhm.
depths of
Really?
girl world. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so
Hmm.
too. I think so.
He doesn't like FFG, Breezy, No Madness, Yabba, Skinny Queen, or Gorlick. He doesn't like, I mean, who does he like? I think we're getting to the point where we must ask ourselves, who does he like?
I guess he
Apart
likes himself.
from, apart from
If you
FF,
think you're the king, he doesn't have a court. I think it's just him.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's fast becoming that situation, Edna. Um, And these are things that I wanted to point out, was that, you know, he condones bullying and harassment, and which I think I mean, you're probably all going to say, "Oh, well, that's because you don't like HUSSY," but it's true. Okay, he condones people who bully and harass, and
Just
I
like just
go
I was
on.
gonna say just like when we were talking about the whole what's his name, the music biz Marty or whatever his
Yes,
name is. Yeah,
yes,
we everybody knew that this dude was a doxer and what he was doing and what he was
yeah,
doing a foodie beauty, but he's still, like I said, he let him into his chat and was like, "What's up, guy?" and all this stuff.
yeah.
Yes. That
He
was
never
surprising
spoke up again.
how they sorry, go
No, go on, Edna. Go on.
no, yeah, that was one thing that really surprised me about how people supported Marty so much because I'm like,
Hmm.
he everything that everybody says that they don't agree with. He like that he's making that's his platform. That's that's his thing. So it's like if you don't I don't know, it's like it's okay when it's against Foodie, but if it was anybody else then it wouldn't be okay.
Right.
And I think that's what your mama originally was saying is that if it's bad, it needs to be bad for everybody. It's like you're
Mhm.
calling out Foodie, but you're just as bad as her in the way you're calling her out. And it's like he's become that person, but on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I said, oh, ages ago that I didn't like the way that he kept coming for FFG. Now, I had people say, "Oh, you're simping for FFG." No, I wasn't actually. I just didn't like the fact, and I still don't like the fact that almost every one of his videos is slagging off this one woman
Hmm. Hmm.
and continually going over such petty, petty things. And it's
Hmm.
like, you've made your point now,
Yeah,
okay?
because
Move
I don't like FFG. Like it's no, I don't like her. And at
Yeah,
first I'm just like, okay, he's talking about her, blah blah blah. This, but then it just got to be too much, and that's what started to turn me off about his whole channel. And I
yeah,
stopped because it was too much.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
because it goes into him being like a male or being straight in girl world. Is he's becoming the thing that people don't like. It's like it's a man getting in women's business. Because however you feel about FLG, that's Foodie's issue. So it's like for him to kind of come in and take that on like he's gonna be anti FFG, it does seem like too much because it's like how is that your place? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's hilarious that she lost her song and all of it's just funny the way it's unfolded. But when you look at it and you have him going against her the way that he has, it's not a good look.
No, I feel exactly the same way, and I'm surprised nobody else has brought that up. Why is nobody bringing that up?
Because FLG
Why is
she's
it
a
down
lot
to me and
of help.
Bridge?
But
You
that's the
know?
thing. I don't think when you look at how FFG has treated Foodie, it's easy to be anti FFG.
Hmm.
But then when you look at
So
the
like,
way Foodie has treated FFG, it's easy to dislike. You could say the same thing. See, I look at it from that point of view, and I think Yo Mama inserting himself in there has not done him any good
Hmm.
whatsoever. But what's happened now, which I think is very interesting, is that most of his following, most of his chat is full of people who hate FFG. He's convinced them all that she's some sort of monster. And I don't think she is.
I do.
Okay.
oh,
Yeah, I
mm,
know. Bridget and I don't agree on that, but that's fine.
sorry.
But yeah, I mean, why? What was the point? We must ask ourselves, what was the point of him inserting himself into
Uh-huh.
that situation?
Hmm.
Because FFG was, she was the big dog and he wanted to come for her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's true because he has tried coming for other people as well, hasn't he? Other
Hmm.
big people
But
like Zachary
FFG was the
Michael.
one.
Yeah, she's the main one. But I mean, how many times does he keep having to regurgitate it all? It's just so boring. It's
Same
like,
with
Well, new things keep happening. Like the fact that she has the what is it, the calendar with BBJ. That's kind of interesting, right? Because it was all about BBJ just, rescuing her and letting her live out her life. And now she's become like a mascot. It's like let the cat rest. I think that's the point about it. It's like you're taking this and you're not just making it this altruistic, you're doing it out the goodness of your heart. You're benefiting from it
Hmm.
Yeah, I suppose if you want to
and
look at it
exploiting
from
it.
a cynical point of view, yes. I tend to not look at it that way. I think, she rescued that cat. Whether the cat lives with her or not, I think is irrelevant. She rescued the cat. We all
Yes.
know that that cat would probably not be alive today if it wasn't for FFG. Just leave it at that. If she then wants to capitalize on that, that's up to her. I mean, there are going to be skeptical people that think, nah, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. But I mean, to then try and tarnish her as an animal abuser, which is what,
Oh, did he do that?
yeah, Yo Mama's been
Yeah.
saying that for months. The
Oh,
He
the
said that
FFG's an
FFG.
animal abuser because because her dogs died.
what?
She didn't
Yeah,
say that, did
yeah, he did. He did.
he? Okay.
I mean, if
Hey,
you
I missed that.
Yeah, if you because I used to watch every single time he uploaded,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and, I used to hear it over and over again, and, yeah, there was one time he was talking about how, FFG, had sort of, neglected her dogs, and, that's why they both died, or, something along those lines, and I was like, "What?" How can you
Hmm.
do that?
Oh.
That's not fair. Whether you like the woman or not, don't make up stories about her.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's what I
this is
don't
saying
like.
that it comes from FFG being supposedly locked in a closet because we could hear, or people were thinking that they could hear meowing on the
Yeah, well,
stream.
yeah, well, Bridget said that. Go on, speak up, girlie.
No, 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 because I heard the meowing, but he came
Mhm.
up with this story about how BBJ is in the closet, and
Oh
when he said
no,
it, I thought it was a joke, but he kept on going with it. So I don't know if people are believing that. I don't know.
he does. And the
Hmm.
other thing I don't like, is that he's painting FFG like some sort of lunatic. She's not a bloody lunatic. I mean, I'd feel, I, and I don't think that's a very nice thing to do. You know, to say that she's psychotic and she's this and she's that, and the way he talks about her following, people in her chat. The woman has got what she got 30K subscribers now. She's doing
Hmm.
something right, yeah, mama. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant, really. She rarely speaks on him, and I don't blame her, to be honest, because it'd be a bit like, speaking on you know, the village clown every week. And I never used to
I mean,
call him that.
yeah.
I never used to call him names. I always backed him, and I don't really call him names. I just think I don't know what's happened to him. He's gone off by the wayside, and I think it's really disappointing, because he had a lot going for him. Um, but it's like recently I've noticed who he's aligning himself with. Um,
Hmm.
the first time I brought that up was when I realized that he was palsy with Petty Fam. Well, you know how I feel about that, but that's neither here nor
Mm.
there. Um, but yeah, and I thought, oh dear, he's going to start showing different traits, if you like. But it's not for me to say who you should align yourself with. People
Hmm.
can go wherever they want. Um,
It's like,
but
why do you have to align yourself with anybody though?
exactly, exactly. And it's like I've always said, I don't care where people go who come to see to visit us over here. I really don't care. As long as you're not slagging me off elsewhere, which
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
something that the Amber chick was doing. And I thought, oh, you having a laugh, aren't you? Coming over here and no.
Was she?
Sometimes you just gotta say, yeah, oh yeah, I
I-
saw her. I can't remember which one I was in, but then having said that, she goes in a lot.
She
She's like
does.
people's. But yeah, no, I saw her jumping on the hate train one day, and I thought, okay, okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, but I mean that's just for my own preservation, really. So
Yeah.
going back to the hypocritical side of things, as far as Mama's concerned, I think right, hang on, we've lost it. We've lost the picture. Let's get you back on there. I think it's becoming more and more apparent that he is very hypocritical.
Mhm.
And what he allows in certain YouTubers, he doesn't allow in others.
Mhm.
Now, either you call everybody out on something or you don't call anybody out. That's the way I look at it. What do you girls think of that?
I mean,
I
yeah,
don't think you
but I
could
mean, oh, go ahead.
go ahead, Bridge.
I was gonna say yeah to a certain extent, but I mean at the same time, if you're gonna be biased against some people, just admit that you're biased against some people, which he is. But he's talking about how he's the most unbiased, which is apparently not true.
Right. And I think Mary said it's almost impossible to not have some kind of bias,
Right.
right? So just the fact that you say unbiased, okay, no. But yeah, and also he can't really call out everybody. I think that's kind of like unrealistic as well.
Yeah, but you have to have, I think, when you see somebody who wavers, in that, they accept something from one person and then they don't accept something from another, that's bound to be met with cynicism. And
Hmm.
he makes this big deal about not going real life. And I think he said it in his last one that uh, he doesn't like people that go in real life, and I'm like, really? and you and
Right.
you are all palsy with Hussy.
Mhm.
Now, Hussy, I would say, is one of the worst people for going real life. The fact that he gets the police involved all the time, is that not
Yeah,
going real life? I think it
absolutely.
is.
But you know what? I don't think it's so much that he's wavering. I think your mama is still getting his footing, right? Like he came in, we know he was just kind of talking. He didn't know the Lord and history, so he's learning and everything. And I think he's maybe adjusting his stance as he kind of getting more acclimated and just kind of finding his position.
Do you think
Uh,
so? He's been around for about a year now, hasn't he?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot about Girl World, and it's like I spend way too much time in Girl World, and there's still a lot I don't know. And there's people, and
right.
there's drama, and you know, it's almost impossible to be up on everything. So I don't fault him for that. And the fact that he was able to come in and get FFG's song, that's a lot. Like I think it's funny that he's appointing himself as the king, but that's pretty good. So I don't know, it's funny.
So he's calling himself the king now. That's
Is
is he
he?
calling himself the king?
I don't
Yes,
know.
he's the king of girl world, the self-appointed king.
I know. I mean, what a stupid thing to do. Who does that?
But nobody's testing it. Nobody's saying, "Hey, your mama, sit down." You know what I mean? Like they're letting it roll.
Okay. Right, Irato is that, or Irato? Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Says Yo Mama is one of the only reactors who calls out the hypocrisy of many reactors, and I'm all for it. Yeah, okay. I think many smaller channels are just envious of him coming in and have a following so quickly.
Mm, I agree,
I don't think
Arado.
so.
No, I can't agree with that, Erato. No, I don't think personally. I don't think anyone's envious of Yo Mama. I did speak quite openly on how I felt that one particular creator was jealous of him. That's now past. That's back in the past now. Um, and I still believed that. But to say that you feel that smaller YouTubers are jealous of him, no, I don't. Which ones are you thinking of? Because I personally believe that Yo Mama's on a very slippery slope because his words are catching up with him, and I'm not the only one to feel that way. That's a really interesting observation. He's smug and screechy and loud. He's the male version of FFG. Do you know? I could agree with you with that because ever since I've sort of I don't know how long I've sort of noticed how loud he is and how the laughing. I don't know. The constant laughing does become jarring in the end because
Mhm.
it's like, well, what are you laughing about? Are you laughing at the situation or are you laughing at yourself? And there's no way you can sit there and laugh for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's that funny. So is that part of his act? And if so, okay, that's part of your act. But I do feel that he's beginning to show his hypocrisy, and I I was careful before I started speaking on this because I wanted to be certain about it. Um but I think his allegiance to certain other creators has definitely proved it to me. It may not to other guys, but it has to me. What do you think, Bridge? What do you think about his thinking it's okay for one person to do, but not okay for somebody else to do because he doesn't
Well,
like
that
them?
I think that well, I think I touched on that with the whole Marty situation
Yeah.
where and
Hmm.
that's where I first saw it. Like
Yeah.
this person is a doxer and stuff like it. And then I guess he was surprised when Marty turned on him, and I have no idea why Marty turned on him because I thought they were cool.
Oh, fill me in
Oh,
on that.
haven't
I
Marty?
don't know anything about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
do
because
share.
yeah, well, no, because he was talking about when he was talking about the No Madness thing, he was saying how No Madness was trying to get Marty on him, and then calling tow trucks to his house and stuff, and that's what he was having a hissy fit about, talking about
Oh,
you gonna have him after me, and I have my daughter here, and all this stuff like that, and I'm just like, what? That was the first time I heard of it.
hmm.
Yeah. But I thought you covered that quite well though, Bridge. Um,
Hmm.
because did she actively say to Marty to come for Yo Mama, or was it sort of insinuated? Was it a flippant remark that he's
Hmm.
read as such a way?
That's the way I took it. The way that he was explaining it, it was just like, "Oh, Marty, why don't you go after your mama?" Or "What about your mama?" And moved on. That's how I took it. I don't know what exactly happened.
But
Hi,
I mean,
Motion, in
even
case
maybe
I haven't said it.
flipping sorry.
Go on, Edna, go on.
No, I was gonna say, even saying it flippantly is still, I would be upset if I was your mama because it's like, don't even give any kind of energy to something like that. Because he's right, he
Yeah,
does
but I
have
think
young
what's
children. So,
what's
yeah.
yeah, but I think what's happening is he's giving more than energy. He's giving what some could describe as real hate towards
Mhm.
somebody.
Mhm.
and it's not just one person anymore. It's a whole group of people. Somebody's just put a list of all the people that is, showing real, hatred to. Where's the guy that, you know, would say, "Oh, I'll meet up with Just Breezing." He was the one that suggested meeting up with Just Breezing
Mhm.
that time to settle, the beefs or whatever. Because
Mhm.
I remember when he first came onto YouTube, he used to say that I bet if anyone was to meet, if creators were to meet each other, that there would be no hostilities. Do you remember him saying that?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, but I think he's used to being in an environment, community where they had meetups. They would get together and play together. So it's different than Girl World where you have anonymous trolls and it's a different environment. So I think that's just speaking to like him not really being up on the way Girl World operates because everybody talks about meeting up, but I don't think anybody's really gonna meet up or is planning on meeting up. But I don't know because apparently, what is it? The FTW Blue Guy, like he met somebody in Girl World and they're living together now, I think. So it's
Oh
like it
yeah,
happened.
that's they're sort of over in Yabba's sort of field, aren't they? Can't think of any other way to put it.
Oh yeah, Yaba, look at that. So, you do have some people that actually meet up and whatever, but I don't think right fish right meeting up with Valley. I love that. But it's just I don't know, because on one hand, I think if people didn't take it so seriously and weren't, really being hateful with it, then it wouldn't be a big deal. You're gonna meet up. It's not gonna really be beef and X, Y, and Z. But
Mhm.
I don't know if everybody's on that same level. So some people I think are really hateful. Like the way they speak sounds
Yeah,
like they might really want to do something.
yeah, I agree
And
with
you
you.
and we don't know each other. We're all strangers on the internet. So it's like on one hand you want to joke around, but on the other hand, you don't know if they're really joking or not.
Yeah, but I mean, I also remember when he used to say that sometimes he did meet up with people, didn't he? From the other community, and sometimes the men would just fight it out, and then they'd be fine. you know? But that's not how girls are. And do you remember that time when he used to go on and on about how fake FFG was when she met Foodie, simply because she didn't go over and just punch her in the face. And we were like, and everyone was like, no, yo, mama, people wouldn't do
Yeah.
that. Why would you expect
Hmm.
that? And I
Well,
think
because
that
the way
Well, kind of.
FFG talk,
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that.
go ahead, Briz.
No, I was gonna say that. Like, FFG talks a big game. What she can do, how she can beat up people and chase people down the alleyway and stuff like that. So yeah,
has
FFG
she
talks a
ever
big
said
game.
that?
Yes, she has.
Has she?
Yes.
Oh
I
my
can't
god.
speak to that. I haven't actually heard her say those things, but she said other things, so it's probable. But at the same time, it's like I didn't think anything was wrong with the way she handled her interaction with Booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't think anything was wrong with that. But right from the get-go, as soon as Mama found out about it, he used to go on and on about how fake she was and blah. Well, what about Foodie? What
Yeah.
about how fake Foodie was as well? So even at that point, it was obvious whose side he was on. If we're talking about
Mhm.
sides, um, he didn't ever say, "Well, why didn't Foodie, go up to her or get her removed from the place?" Because Foodie could have done. Foodie could have well said to the person who was in charge of that event, "Look, I've got one of my haters in here. Can you please have her removed?" Why did Foodie not do that?
Hmm.
But no, but Yo
Yeah.
Mama never says that. He never ever addresses what Foodie has done in her relationship with FFG, and I think that's the major thing that I have a problem with. Be honest, be if you are gonna be unbiased, how many times did he say he was unbiased? If you are
Yeah.
unbiased, then show you're unbiased and give both sides. But he never ever gives FFG's side ever.
Well, I think that's the same situation that happened with the whole Farida and I guess Skinny Queen. He's talked about that. And he got all of his information from Farida. And I had
Oh.
listened to Skinny Queen's live when it all went down. And I don't know the whole story about it, but because I've heard some bad things about Skinny Queen too. But one of the things that she said is that your mama never came to me and got my side of the story.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and
I
if you're
think
gonna speak on something, you should be balanced.
exactly. The same as I would be. If I said, "Oh, my channel's unbiased and I'm this and I'm that and I'm the queen of honesty and everything," I'm sure you guys would be like, "Jan, are you sure?" I
Like,
wouldn't
can I
be
be a
that
duchess?
facetious enough. But I want to address Erato his their comment. What has Foodie really done to FFG? Foodie is the creator. Why should a creator go in real life? Okay, in my opinion, okay, this is just my take. Foodie has done a great deal to FFG. Foodie was the person who, when she got with this most undesirable guy, who
Mhm.
FFG said that she knew his ilk. That's what she said. She knew which part of the town that this guy came from. And
Mhm.
she reached out to Foodie to warn her. Now, I honestly believe that that's what FFG's intentions were. Now,
Yeah.
Foodie, being a complete bitch, decided she was going to turn it around and not only dox FFG, but also to give Nada FFG's phone number.
Well,
Now,
my whole take on that situation, because I was actually watching FFG around that time, and that's when I stopped watching FFG, because my thing was like, okay, you are a reactor. Yeah, didn't speak on your channel. Speak on your channel. You knew where he was from. You knew Foodie Beauty was probably watching you too. Speak on your channel. You did not have to reach out. And so Foodie giving Nader her number, that's I see it still on FFG. You put yourself into that situation for that to happen.
Absolutely. I think Foodie's only I think what people are really upset with Foodie about is that she's not taking their advice. She's not listening to anyone. She's
Hmm.
just living her life, making the mistakes, doing, like clearly she's watching the reactors. Like we know she's responding, but she's not
Hmm.
really taking into account what people are saying to her and advising her, which is well within her right. I mean, it's kind of
Hmm.
silly when you have all these people that are trying, because honestly, I think people like FFG were trying to warn her and like look out for her, but she didn't want it. And that's why people are
Hmm.
mad, if you ask me.
mhm, yeah, I agree. She is, I just can't, I just can't stomach her. But that's,
Yeah.
that was my answer was in response to what that comment was, and that's what I believed at the time. But I know Bridget doesn't believe that, and I know also Edna doesn't. So I'm on my own here, guys.
Sorry, Jan.
But we're
I mean,
adults.
I
We
get
can
what
all
you're
agree to
saying.
disagree. So
Yeah.
so talking on Foodie, I think we've sort of probably said enough about Mr. You Know Who. So
Mhm.
talking about this person, um, what do we think of her coming back to
You're not
I'll sort these out in a minute. Right, what do we
okay.
think of her coming back to Canada? What are your
Jan,
thoughts? I
this is
mean, I
like the
know I
worst
never want to speak
picture.
about her, but Say it again.
Sorry, I think it's good that she's back in Canada because she needs to get her health on track, and that wasn't
Yeah.
happening in Kuwait. So I think being with her family and hopefully being able to live, lean on them for support using the Canadian health system that she has access to, um, probably for the best.
Hmm.
And how do we feel about her? Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna ask the chat. Put 1 in the chat if you believe that she is a true Muslim. Put 2 if you think it's just cosplay. 1 if you believe it. Edna believes it. Do you? Yeah, but we're talking about Edna.
I do. I think that
As much as
I
I
think as
love
much as
Edna.
she can be a genuine.
Say that again.
I'm sorry. I think she is. Like, I think she believes that she is.
Do
Yeah.
you?
I
And
think
this
that
is
she
about her
believes
relationship, her religion. Yeah.
What do you
because
think, Brid?
Go ahead,
I look
Bridget.
at people in my life like for instance I have this aunt and I think that she's evil. She is so evil. But she would go to church
Mhm.
every Sunday, call herself a Christian or whatever religion she is, but she is evil.
Yeah.
So I think that she is trying her best to be a Muslim or to find religion because it's gone on for we know how foodie beauty goes through cycles, but this has gone on for a long time. So I think at
Mhm.
this point, I think that she's committed to it until she's not.
So let's see what people would say. Oh, someone putting all silly numbers. We've got a number 8. What does number 8 mean? Love it.
Because
What does
Oh,
like
what does 0
also
mean?
I hear like people that have found religion and then they do something that may be evil or whatever, and they be like, well, I wasn't always a Christian, like I fall back sometimes, you know.
Mhm.
So I think it's one of those types of situations.
so you believe in this Kuwait arc then? You believe
Absolutely.
in that story that she's met this guy and they've married and
Um,
they're,
I'm not
you
gonna say all that.
know, yeah, well
Listen,
then I bet Edna believes it. Come on, Edna, tell us what you think.
I'm just listen. This is what she's given us, right? And
Mhm.
that's all we can go off of. Like,
Yeah.
do I think there's more to it? Absolutely. Like, it's not typical, but we don't have anything to the contrary. Nobody's standing up and saying, I was there and I can say for sure it was a sham marriage because of X, Y, and Z. About, like, we know that there's no marriage certificate that's been
Mhm.
produced, right? Like, there's certain
Yeah.
aspects of this where we're like, this is not what she's trying to present it as. But can we say that they didn't have some kind of ceremony to be considered husband and wife? No. Like, we saw her shahada. We see that she's continually wearing a hijab, and she's not wearing the abayas, but also she's not in that culture where abayas are worn in the same way as in Kuwait. So I think for what she's doing, it I don't know. It's like, yeah, we could see her being more devout. Like, we don't ever see her praying. Like, when the call to prayer came on, we never see her like, oh, we gotta go, or we're about to pray. We never see any of that kind of stuff. And that's where
No.
I think Foodie goes wrong, and that's where she kind of like shoots herself in the foot because she wants us to think X, Y, and Z, but she never shows us that part of her
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the thing is, I mean, I've said it many times. one of my besties is actually a Muslim woman that we lived next door to each other for 13 years. And there were many times when, I'd knock on the door and she didn't answer, and then I'd get a text saying, "I'm praying, Jan, I'll give you a ring in a minute," you know.
Mhm.
And as you say, there's never been any indication of that. There's been nothing said about prayer. There's been no times when she said, "Oh, Salah's off to the mosque," which is what Muslim men do. I mean, my friend's husband was always going to the mosque, you know.
Mm.
And I
Mhm.
think when people sort of put the puzzle together, I think there's just too many bits that don't match, that don't
I
fit.
think I think
Yes.
Foodie is the type of person that when she finds a man and they start seeing each other, they're interested, then their identity becomes her own,
Well,
you
see, the
know.
thing is, I don't think
She's
this
a
is even
chameleon.
Salah's identity. I think this is what she's trying to put together, and she wants him
Mhm.
to play a part, but like he's not even playing his part. Look, I met a new friend who's really religious, and I'm telling you, he invited me to his like church service online. He's always sending me scripts. I'm like, like I don't mind it or anything, but I'm like, he takes his faith seriously and is apparent. Paula
Yeah.
doesn't
Mhm.
do that. You know what I mean? She's not doing that. So when people are really religious and they're, like you really live your life. And I think she doesn't understand that we know that she's not really who she is because she's not living the talk. She's
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
talking, but she's not doing the walk. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
really apparent, but she doesn't understand that. And that's what's so funny because I think she thinks that she's doing what she needs to do and it's good enough and X, Y, and Z. Because does every Muslim pray? No. Does every Muslim, so she's picking and
Mhm.
choosing the aspect that's works for her. Like Fish said, it sounds like they're making up their own religion. Like in a way, I guess so, because they're practicing the way that it fits for them.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I do understand that, of course, but I do feel that in a Muslim country, I think it would be more pronounced. I mean, I might be talking out of my backside, but um, that's what I think in a Muslim country. And also, all these little tidbits she puts out, like, oh, she was going to go to Mecca and she was going to do that. We all knew she wasn't going to Mecca. We all
She can
knew
barely sit
that.
there without being out of breath. She's talking and
Exactly.
sitting.
And yet
There's no way.
I know my best friend and her husband and the family, the amount of years I've known them, they've been to Mecca a few times,
Wow.
because it means
Hmm.
something to Muslim people. It's almost like
Yeah.
it's a calling, you know?
Mhm.
And I don't know. I just don't fall for it. I can't fall for it at all. Um, so we've got some interesting trial mix religion. They only eat the chocolate chips and throw the rest of the bin. What?
That is so funny. That's
That
how
is
I have to
good,
eat
actually,
trail
Moosey.
mix.
I know what you did there, Moosey. You mean they only like the good bits in the religion.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
in her very first live stream, she actually said something like, "Oh, well, I don't have to eat halal all the time that I'm here." And I'm like, "See? She's not a Muslim. She's a liar,
Well,
liar, pants on fire."
there's a clip that everybody always plays of her talking to Pete, and she's basically saying that she's becoming Muslim because she wants to cover her face and her head, her hair and stuff, right? So,
That's what we all
I don't.
believe.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. She said it, so
That's
it's
what we
not like
all believe.
yeah.
It's a cosplay. So we're gonna
Mhm.
have a little break. I'm gonna try and sort this out. If you guys can mute yourselves for now, because I've had to do this a different way this week because the file was too big. But we'll be back in just a sec to carry on this conversation with you all. If I can sort this out. Here we go. Back in a bit. Is the music not playing? Why do these things happen to me? Is there sound now? Hang on a minute. Let me try this. So annoying. Is there sound now?
Yes.
Oh, praise the Lord. Don't anyone sing. Okay. There we are. We got there in the end. I wasn't going to miss that one. I mean, it took me ages to do that. I wasn't going to let that go. So let's stop the screen. Stop the screen. Oh, God, we're back with that. So, yeah, it was very timely, wasn't it? So I can't believe we've actually finished on the two people I was going to discuss, unless you want to talk more about what's going on, because, oh, my God. There's just so much going on. Does anyone know anything more about about Hannibal? Does anyone know that? I keep hearing something about Hannibal, and nobody has told me anything. Where's Barley when you want
Yeah.
her? Where is she?
I haven't heard anything about Hannibal.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I suppose that's dead and buried. Yeah, Hannibella, indeed. Where's he gone? Well, I want to know what happened. That's what I want to know, because I'm nosy. And I'm disappointed that I missed out on a juicy piece of gossip. So,
Well,
is there anything
he
else?
was in my chat today, Jan. You could have asked him.
Oh, I can't be asked. I don't want to talk to him. He's just no. I don't want to talk to him. Why is he coming in your chat anyway?
Because of your mama. You know it's because of your mama, your mama stuff that I'm doing, and he doesn't like your mama.
Oh, because he's
Yeah.
the op. Yeah, that's
Ah.
funny.
Where does the name Hannibella come from? That actually came from Yo Mama, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, he said he was effeminate, so he called him, yeah, Hannibella. I thought, why not? Why not? Bella means beautiful. Oh, oh no. Well, that's that's a bit of a slap in the face, then, isn't it? There was
I like
something else.
Bally's honey ball.
Mm-hmm.
Hannibal. Yeah.
Mm. When she said honey ball.
Hannibal. The last thing I wanted to share this with you as well, actually, because it took me a while to do. So I don't just, I don't just throw these chats together, I do prepare, believe it or not. So I wanted to play this. Hang on. Not that though. Oh God, this one I wanted to play. Okay. This is the one I wanted to play. Let's go. What? All right, that'll do. So what do we think, guys? Do we think she's going to carry on with this Muslim arc in Canada? I think that's probably, the thing that's mainly on people's minds. Is she going to carry on being, this Muslim in
Has
Canada?
she has she talked about going back to Kuwait or when she would go back?
No,
No,
no.
she's talking about being in Canada indefinitely.
Is
Hmm.
that what she said?
Yes, she says she's looking into buying or not buying, to renting a
Getting,
house or apartment.
Hmm.
yeah. So that's the end of the marriage, I would say then. And the end of the life the wonderful life she was supposedly having, that we all witnessed as not being quite so wonderful. Yeah, okay. So she said it was an infinite time frame. Well, in that case, why did she not bring her husband back with her?
But
He
she
can't,
can't.
can he?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of, which, getting a visa and all that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking that if he's not here, and they're not even talking about it, then she probably can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was all a waste of time. Wait, what is this about fat fetishism? Yeah, fetishism. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing, and it's like it stems from a sexual attraction towards overweight people. Did you not know about it? You need to Google it. It's quite enlightening. That's what people have always. That's where they get the word feeders from. That
Yeah.
comes from that. Yeah, fetishism.
I've heard
Someone
about it, but it always freaked me out.
Oh god, I know. How could you find well, I need to be careful what I say, but I mean,
Yes,
how
man, because we're fat over here. No.
No, what I was
Watch
gonna
your
say
mouth.
was,
No.
how can you equate the two, like fattening up somebody with, feeling sexually attracted to them? I don't understand that. Why is it a sexual thing?
Yeah, like, I don't think it's attractive because I don't think like, I don't know, when I'm looking at fast food and stuff, if it doesn't scream health, it's not attractive, X, Y, and Z, like, in my mind like, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it, but it's not like health promoting food. It's not what like where my goals are. So I don't think of that in like a sexual like healthy way. So I agree. Like I wouldn't put gaining weight and sexual attraction together.
Yeah, that's why it's called a fetish, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
Because it's a bit sort of perverted, dare I say.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? But I guess, a lot of fetishes aren't they? It's like people like feet. I hate feet. I hate them with a
Like,
passion.
I mean, I want to be careful because I know that there's people that have their different kinks and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to kink shame, but I think a lot of it stems it's like coping mechanisms for various trauma.
Hmm.
Really? I've not even thought of that. Oh, Bridges,
Right.
have you studied that
I
yet, Bridge?
haven't. Look, I'm gonna look that up because I hadn't thought of that either. There may be
Yeah, because
something to that.
Like
it's like
I was watching a video about I guess BDSM or something. It was saying like the people who have gone through abuse like will kind of get into that lifestyle as a way to like get back um I don't know their control or their sexuality to be able to like
Hmm.
partake in it in a place of power rather than
Hmm.
uh,
I
yeah,
Victimhood.
guess
like I don't
I
know.
can see the
Yeah.
link. I guess I can see a sort of link, sort of with power or control in
Hmm. Hmm.
certain
Mhm.
fetishes, but I wouldn't have put it down to, any sort of trauma, but we live and learn, don't we?
Hmm.
So, okay, before we go, is there any other business? Is there any other drama? Because we're going to get slated after this, Bridge. You do realize that. So
Well, what
it's
about
coming to you
Monty and
anyway. So
PG?
sorry, Brett. Sorry, Edna. Your timing, as usual, was exquisite. Well done.
I know. What about Monty and PG? They had a whole panel.
Did
Oh, did
they?
they? Tell me about it. Come on, then. Tell us about it.
Well, Monty's starting up bad again, and he's like, he doesn't want peace. He wants problems. He's coming with the spiciness. And
Against
PG
against
volunteered to go
GP.
up there.
Right, I missed that.
PG, not GP.
Oh,
Yeah.
PG.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay.
PG.
Oh.
Yes,
So
I thought it was good. I enjoyed it.
so she came up onto his panel,
Yes.
and what happened? Tell me, I'm all ears.
Well, it was brought up about him apparently, like owing her money, which she said that he doesn't do. That, she didn't say that she lied, but she kind of backed down from like everything that she had said. She talked about her
Hmm.
DID, which is what does it stand for? Like multiple personalities. She kind of shared a little bit
Mm-hmm.
about that.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, just kind
really?
of addressed a lot of things. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, so what are we thinking? So let's see. He's been leading PG on for years now. He refuses to block her.
Weird.
Oh, really? That's really interesting. I mean, I don't know a great deal, but I know that, he was slagging her off big time. Hi, Barley. You are late, sweetheart. You are. You missed our chat on your favorite boy. Oh my God, you'll have to watch the beginning. We can't go over all that again. Yeah, hi, Just Freezing. I'm sorry, I didn't say hello to you earlier. So she's got dissociative identity
Identity
disorder, has
disorder.
she?
Hmm.
Yes, that's what she said.
Oh,
I think she said it was maybe about 8 different personalities that she has.
Wow.
Mhm.
yeah, well, that's a bit of I don't know if I believe that, to be honest. A lot of people don't believe that there's such a thing as
Mhm.
DID. But then I'm not a mental health professional,
Hmm.
so I shouldn't really speak on it. But yeah, that's interesting. Um, yeah, because there's been people that have done videos of that specific thing, claiming to
Mhm.
be suffering with it. So yeah, it's an interesting thing to suffer from. Did I? No, we do. We don't need to. We don't need to cover her awful bangs anymore. We've already done and dusted. I see you've actually got what's his name? Alex's shirt as your face, haven't you? Why?
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about your mama coming for Alex.
I
Oh
saw that he
God.
did a song. I didn't watch it, but I saw that he did a song. It came up on my recommended.
I
What was
can't
that
Yeah,
watch
about?
his
he
songs
really was
anymore.
not he really felt some kind of way about Alex saying that he felt some kind of way about straight men being in girls' clubs.
Yeah. He said he couldn't understand it. That's what he said, didn't he? Didn't
I
Isn't
don't
that all
remember
that
exactly
Alex
what
said?
Alex said, but yeah,
That's
he
all
was just
Alex
kind of like
said.
just a little sus. Yeah.
Huh. And
So what
so
do we think about that?
Capone says, "Mom, your mama got super offended. Why?
He's been getting very super offended lately.
Right. That's just one person's opinion. Why is
I
he so offended?
know. I
Made a
know.
whole music video out of it.
Oh,
What
and
the
then
heck?
people were saying, well, there have been straight men, but then they were going through all the straight men in the community and how they've fared. And somebody actually said, oh, well, Pulp is straight. And I thought, listen, I
No, he's
haven't even
not.
Mm,
watched a full video of Pulpy's, but I can tell you that guy is not straight. Oh my
Popey's even
God.
talked about his boyfriend. I think he's talked about his boyfriend before. I don't
okay,
watch Popey like
I
that
was
either.
like, yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna say he's gay because I don't know. Like, I've never heard him say it. I don't think, but I don't think it's
I
yeah,
thought it was common knowledge that he
Huh.
was gay. Um,
right.
and I've never heard anyone say, "No, he's not." So, I just assumed it was, but then I've not really watched him. I find him a bit dull, to be honest, but I know a lot of people do like him.
Hmm.
Um, hang on. It was a hilarious video, but I don't appreciate Yo Mama ruining great songs. I know. I know. I mean, can somebody please tell him he can't sing a note? Please tell him. It's
No,
painful for me.
he's having
Oh,
fun. I'm gonna let him have it.
Now
oh,
I'm gonna have to watch the video now.
it's so painful. Which one are we talking about? Oh, have you seen the one where he comes out of the curtain
Uh-uh.
bridge?
No.
Oh, shall we take a look at it? Oh, why not?
Yeah,
Let's have
sure.
a quick look before we go. Hang on one sec. Let's
I think my favorite is the one where he's jumping on the bed.
jumping on the bed.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
like
what?
filming in the hotel
Bridget?
room, jumping on the bed.
What in Bridget's room? Bridget, have you seen the ones he's
No.
done of you?
No. Like I said, I
Oh
don't
my
watch your
God!
mama.
Hang on one
He's
sec.
talking about like your loft is like is it a loft
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
studio that you have?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at different places, right? So I know like the setup design, like I think it's cute. But he was talking about what he was just kind of making fun of it being like a baby gate or something. I don't know.
It's
Oh
just
God.
so it's just so juvenile though. Right,
It
Bridge.
is.
So we've done 2. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Oh, Lordy, Miss Claudie. Right, okay, let's get that up then. So we've got this one here. Let's start on this one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Open up the gate, Bridget. Open up the gate, Bridget. Don't leave me back here. Why the hell do you got a gate in your damn room, Bridget? Why the hell? What is it? What is this, an animal attraction? Please, Bridget, don't close the goddamn curtain again. Please. Come on, Bridget. Come on, Bridget. They serving mac and cheese at the cafeteria with a side of meatloaf with pills in it. Please, Bridget, let me out. I'm so sorry. It's day 5. Let me out, Bridget, please. Why the hell your door look like it belong in a kindergarten classroom? Please, Bridget, open up the goddamn gate. What did he say? Looking like a what in a kindergarten?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's just silly, you know.
I thought that was silly. This one,
Mhm.
yeah, but silly as in childish silly, I think. I don't see it's yeah, I just think he overdoes it. Now this I thought was funny, but it's only because he's not singing. It's when he sings that I'm like, "Oh no, stop that." But yeah, so you've seen
So
it now.
he did that after my video that I did on him. The
Yeah,
music video,
Yeah.
the music video that I did on him.
yeah. Do you want me to play
Yeah.
that?
I don't care.
Yeah, let's
You don't
play
have
it.
you don't have any original ideas, my mama. Oh my goodness, why you gotta bite off my
Oh
style?
no. Let's
He
just
was
see what Bridge
inspired.
did. I know he hasn't really, bless him, but he does try. Do you know, if he did the right thing, then yeah, fair enough. But yeah, just don't sing, honey. Just do not sing. So that's a short. Okay, this is Bridges one, all right? Let's show that. Okay.
Now, this just in, we're asking people to be on the lookout for a man. And I think, yeah, I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description.
In favour. Oh. Captain Save a Ho. I love it. Bridge,
Oh, that's
that was
good.
brilliant. That was
Mhm.
So his one was in response to that. Okay. And as Just Freezing said, he's riding your coattails. Keep riding, yo mama, keep riding. Listen,
But
we just
my
laugh.
whole thing is too that he said he talks to people. He's gonna meet up with Just Breezing. He has conversations. He does this. He does that. But no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Nope. Nope. He does nothing. He does nothing that we do. But the thing is, the funny thing, and bless him, you know, I think I'm always going to have a bit of a soft spot for him. But he's just being a bit silly. And stop coming for all the girls, all the boys. Okay. Just stop it, yo mama, you know? Because at the end of the day, we're just laughing at it, aren't we, girls? We're just
Basically.
Absolutely.
laughing at it. We don't take it seriously. What's this? Oh, I wonder who this is. Put your bussy lips on live. I'll give $1,000.
What
I
is that?
reckon,
A chicken?
I don't know. I
There's a
reckon that's
cat.
probably Hussy. Who says bussy? Who says bussy? No idea. Anyway, welcome. You should have come in early because we're
How long
going
do you
now.
want
All
to time
right.
him out for?
You are? Oh,
I
yeah,
was,
just
I
time
was
them
gonna
out
time him
forever.
out.
Yeah, time them out
Okay, we're gonna
forever.
give you a. Oh well, I gave you a 5-minute timeout, helper. So calm down.
Okay. Oh, he's got a soft
What
spot
about
for
DG?
me. Oh, I hope
Oh,
so. Because at the end of the
yeah.
day, listen, it's not that serious. And I know when people say, oh, that was another thing I wanted to say about him getting it all wrong. Yo, mama. When he was saying how, oh, I can't get involved with Jan and Hussy because it's just so vile. It's so this, it's so that. Listen, haven't bothered. As I've said since it started, I will not play bat and ball with that maniac. I won't do it. So, I mean, once again, your mama got it wrong. I'm not toing and froing with that vile person, all right? I've stepped away from him. I will do what I want to do, and if I want to bring his name up, I will bring it up. He scares you. Do you know, yeah, there is something quite quite scary about him. Hang on a minute. Is that true? Nada
No,
struck FFG? Is that true? How
probably
did
so. He
he
strikes everybody.
How does he get away with it? How does Nada get away with striking channels?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Sorry. What did FF do that was strikeable?
I mean, has she been speaking on him lately? I think he was trying to strike Yo Mama because Yo Mama said something. Oh, what's that? Just freezing? FFG has fallen. Oh, we
What
can't
do
go
you
yet.
mean?
Find out what's happened. I think it's true. She's been replaying
Ah,
the old stuff and he's in
Oh,
it for using his likeness. What does that mean?
that's
Using his
crazy.
likeness. You can't you can't strike somebody for using your likeness, can you?
well, I don't know.
So the strikes went through. That's crazy.
But they seem to when they come from him, and I don't know why. How does that happen? I know your mama said something on Twitter about it that I think he atted Twitter and said, you know, this creator's trying to strike my channel because your mama has
Hmm.
spoken on him recently. But I just don't understand how how he gets away with it. Tanner does. Hang on. Tanner does. It's almost impossible to make content on her. Who, Tanner?
What is her name?
Mongo
Mongo or
or
something
something, is it?
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, I just caught it in a live chat. Your mama was struck too. Yeah, but you can get 3 strikes, can't you? 3 strikes and you're out. So maybe that's why. Yeah.
You can for now.
You are? Tanamonjo.
I say you can get 4.
Yeah,
you can get 4 strikes now.
Oh, can you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gosh, you
Do we know
strike.
what's going on with Do we know what's
Go
going
on.
on with Natter's trial?
No,
There
I've
hasn't been
not
an
heard
update about
anything.
that. Yeah. And he like I don't know. I just think it's appalling if he gets away with what he did to May. Or at least like for it to not be properly heard.
I want to know who this Sam's Bar Lounge is because I keep seeing the name come up and I don't know who it is. Was that the name of the channel?
Yeah, you didn't hear about those videos when they came out, Jen? There was
No.
they were playing recordings of the DV between Natter and Dee Dee. Well, it's alleged because we're just hearing it, but it sounds like he's, smacked her and you heard Dee Dee saying something like calling out her father that's passed
Oh,
away.
I heard your mama talking about it, but I didn't actually see it. I didn't really want
It
to
was
see it either.
Yeah, it was very traumatic.
So that channel then, Sam's Bar Lounge, was that like an archive channel?
I think it was a channel that just came about to release his information.
Oh, yeah, I know. I remember your mama speaking on it and me thinking, I don't want to hear that. That's
It was a
horrible.
lot. Mhm.
Yeah, it was a huge thing. I've managed to sidestep that particular channel. I don't know how, but yeah, I am aware of what was um, what was claimed to have happened between them, and I just don't know how he gets away with it, and I don't know how he
Mm-hmm.
strikes other channels. It's just awful. Yeah, okay, so it's a bit like what's the one that archives 4-Wick Candle? It's a bit like that, I suppose. It's an archive channel. Okay. All right then, guys. Well, I want to say thanks to Edna and Bridge for coming along, and thank you too for everybody coming along to Drama Friday. It's always lovely to see you all. I wish you a fabulous weekend. Say goodbye, girls. I always say that.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye, bye, bye. Okay, we'll see you all soon. You take care of yourselves and have a great weekend, whatever you do. And see you the next time. See you next week. Bye bye now.